introduce ourselves right off the bat. We'll go around the table. I know one more person's coming in. And so everybody want to start introducing themselves?
Hi, I'm Laylee Baziller. I'm a PhD student in the anthropology department studying games.
Okay. Anybody paying attention to me? It's the normal startup of something got screwed up. Okay. Scott, you want to go next? You're a newest member?
My name is Scott Brunner. I'm a PhD candidate in the English department, and actually my specialty is in ludic narratives, so that's why I'm interested in games.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Hi, I'm Crystal Malone. I'm a lecturer in the anthropology department, and I am a digital game scholar.
My name is Chris Brzezicki. I am also a dissertator in the English department.
Stuart Multhrop, English department. I don't believe there's any such thing as ludic narratives. So there.
All right. All right. Throwing down the gauntlet right away. And I am Nathan Humple. I am a metadata librarian at the library, interested in digital humanities and game studies. And we've got one more person coming in. I'll scoot over. It's a full house today. Okay. And I think it looks like Crystal Lee has scooted right into the hot seat.
That was shrewd.
I'm going to start a new game, but before I do, I'm going to turn the unlock all doors on. This game, for the people who haven't played it yet, it's very open in terms of how the narrative is delivered, but the developers decided to put some artificial linearity into it so that you enter certain areas first. And they did that by forcing you to pick up keys that would gate these different areas. But they allowed you to unlock all of those doors so you can move about it as you wanted. So I'll unlock them only because I want us to be able to go to different parts without having to find the key, because I forgot where the keys are. Okay, so we're going to start.
And Dr. Thomas Malaby just joined us. He wants to-
Hello there, yes. It's Thomas Malaby from the Department of Anthropology here. My apologies for being late.
That cassette always makes me wonder if you really could load this from a cassette.
It's an old school way of playing a game.
The old season.
But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Man, when I come home, even if it's midnight, I get on the phone, I'm like, no, Mom, you need to pick me up. I know it's midnight and you work the next day. I don't want to take a shuttle at midnight, Mom. Are we waiting for it to load, or do I need to click something? Oh.
It's just slowly coming in. I did want to mention I was playing this is for the people in this room. I was playing this before, and there is a huge glare on our screen, and this is a dark game, and there is no way to turn these lights off. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
You got your WSAD.
When we get our new streaming parlor.
Yes.
Right.
Oops,
I like that name.
The streaming parlor.
Parlor.
I just
Wait,
invented
is the
it.
environment interactive, or am I wasting our time?
No, the environment is very
Well, the parlor
interactive.
was the place where you talked and you
course.
interacted, right?
Yeah.
Parlay.
Yeah.
Hey.
You're looking for the key, aren't you?
That's fine. If you would like to.
Hey.
I
Key.
think you don't need it, but
Okay.
That picture reminds me of 1980s horror movies.
Probably not coincidental.
nope.
Probably not.
Wow. Well, that's some note.
What?
By the way, who here has
The
played this
motivating
game before?
I have.
I have.
Nope.
I have.
I have not.
I have not.
I've written about it.
Oh, well.
I've read more about it.
Not
than I've played it.
extensively.
So, mom's moving?
Mom's
They-
moved?
No, not mine.
They've
This year,
moved.
you've come home to your partner, expecting to find your partner, right?
Oh,
no,
I
it's your sister.
sister. Oh, because she
Sister.
called mom, so I was thinking this was a younger
Right.
person.
It is.
You are a younger person. I'm
You're
hesitant to explain too much.
All right,
but I
hold
want
on.
you to-
Dear Katie, so much
When's her
has
birthday?
changed.
73.
Even
Oh,
just
she's an
moved
adult.
away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school. And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't
Oh,
make it
Sam
any
is
easier.
Samantha or something.
Same as Samantha, yes.
It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it phase me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal. Just like I was talking to you.
Just like I was in Bioshock.
Speaking of which, this Fulbright company, the developers of this, developed an add-on for Bioshock 2, which was somewhat similar in terms of its focus on environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
That was Minerva's Den.
Yes.
So, Chris, you picked this. You want to talk a little bit about why?
I picked it because I figured it would be a good impetus to play it. I played it, and so I did over the weekend. I think it came up in one of your courses.
Okay,
and-
wait. I'm sorry. I'm going to give a little bit of direction. I want you to not go in this way. I want you to turn back around. Now, remember I
This might be a
said,
first for this particular.
yeah, do not do what you're doing. So
I get
that
backseating.
I am a little backseating because although I said that I want all the doors unlocked, that door was locked, and I want you to at least initially take the advice of the designers to do it with the gates on, and then, but I wanted it to be unlocked so that if I want to highlight something later, we can go there. I'll forget it.
Never mind.
Wait,
whatever you
should I
want.
not go this way then? Wait,
Go
where's
ahead, go up there.
Well, you told me not to go that way.
Yeah, that door was
You're halfway
unlocked.
up the stairs
Okay.
Now, anyway.
That
So,
look that Crystal Lee just gave you was proof positive that we need a webcam.
I agree.
which way should I go, Nathan?
You could go in that door if you. That door is unlocked.
So, is it
Look
that
at the
they
family picture.
don't expect you to find the key as quickly as I did?
No.
Well, no.
You had not yet
You-
found
you
the
don't
key
even
for
have
that
the key
bar.
for
Katie,
it.
Mom,
Oh,
and Dad.
right,
All
right,
of the
right,
doors are
right.
currently unlocked.
Okay.
Jan and Terry.
So,
Oh my
where's
God,
mom
the
and dad?
shag.
Because there's a note
Two-
from
Right.
Sam, right?
From Sam.
From Sam on the door.
Yep.
But if
And inside there was a note to Sam from mom and dad that
Right.
she's replied to
Yeah.
right,
about the weirdo guy.
it's
Daniel.
like 2 a.m. What are parents doing at 2 a.m?
Maybe they're dead.
There's lots of notes. This is a
Maybe
family
they
of
did.
note writers.
Yes,
well,
they are.
so it,
Oh, look, it's like a mimeograph color there. That's totally
You
cool.
are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill.
What?
All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, pushing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl.
So that's a great uncle.
And he died here? Is that what I'm
That's
getting?
what
Yep.
I was
He
thinking.
died in this house.
Dun, 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 dun.
And here comes the lightning and thunder.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, is that what that was?
That's what that was.
What is that? No. All right.
get it.
You know what this is reminding me of? This is reminding me of PT. Did anyone play PT?
I have watched somebody play through it. PT was
Oh my god, it was amazing!
PT was a promotional trailer, which is what PT stood for Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
That never got
I've
made.
seen that demo.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those cassettes. Are those beta?
VHS to me.
VHS.
Yeah, VHS.
Definitely 1995.
Yes.
It's that book download.
Now you can
Right
rotate
click.
it around by, I think, holding down. Is it? Whoops.
That's what
Nobody
I think,
liked Dad's book.
Book.
I want to point out. Oh yeah, right mouse and or left shift. So you.
Accidental savior. Oh, good heavens.
Okay. Let's throw that down. I don't want
Well,
I wanted to mention there are really good directors' commentaries or developers'
Okay.
commentaries.
So we're hearing one of those emergency alert things. That's from the game soundtrack, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think we should leave it on because it's kind of creepy, right?
The VCR, is it yanked out there?
It looks
Oh,
like it.
yeah.
Or not installed.
Well, if somebody didn't install a VCR, they had plenty of VHS tapes.
yeah, Sam thought this might help making friends.
Oh.
Sure, because they just moved in, right?
Go for
You
Dad.
know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them. Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk, but sometimes I see her in this, like, army uniform. She's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how
Oh,
I
it's a
would
pillow
ever
fort.
have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed
You
she
can't
and her
touch
friends hang out
Oh,
and play
thank
Street
you.
Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school.
How did you do that? Did I... How do I stop crouching down? What'd you do?
Oh, control.
Oh, control, thank you. Yeah, I didn't actually see what you pressed. Story of the turtle people.
I just noticed that we're not getting any in-game sound in the feed. It's a constant problem with. I can try to fix that.
You want to take a second?
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause we're getting all this narrative and stuff. And
I
these-
know.
These letters that were.
And that's it. Actually, that's all the narrative you get. You don't get any more. No, I'm kidding.
I told you, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, sounds kind of important in this one.
Run the restaurant.
Okay. There we go. Now we've got some sound.
Okay.
I wanted to mention the director's commentaries. Oh, you were. I was noticing when you picked up things, you just threw them on the ground. And interestingly enough, you can put them back, and they had noticed in playtesting that people were very, very concerned about putting items that they picked up back where they found them. Not like you, which is interesting, but most people. So if you pick up that pamphlet, or you can't pick
Back
that
down
up.
the hall just a little bit and then look at it.
That one I don't think you can pick
Oh,
up.
I
but
thought
if-
I saw a
It said
little.
examine the pamphlet.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. Grab pen.
Grab pen? What is happening?
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Yeah.
Crouch, maybe. Oh, there it was, very briefly.
What is going on?
Getting a little Bioshocky.
All right, let's
What
try
do you
something
mean by
else.
that? What do you mean by getting?
Because it's often the case in that game that if you're not correctly positioned, you can't manipulate an object. It annoys me.
Okay,
True,
something
a lot
got
of-
screwed up here.
Yeah, what did you do, Nathan? You broke it.
I did break it. Okay. I have to go wandering, flailing around the house. This is really bizarre. Huh.
Maybe we need Alt-Tab.
Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh dear. Well, at least we have sound now, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's off.
Yeah. Maybe I should turn it off and turn it back on.
I find it interesting that people wanted to put stuff back too, because I find it really fun to just throw things down. Right? Like I would never do
Yeah.
it in my own house, but this isn't my house. I just
Yeah.
want to throw stuff around.
And you know,
There we go. Okay.
in the idiom that these games come from, you never bother to put things back because there's always somebody with a gun coming at you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, that's
that's
an interesting
true.
point too, because I think like this is a different environment.
Got a bar
because
in the house.
There's no.
Hey, there's booze here. There's no
Yeah,
VCR,
no.
but there's booze.
It's everywhere.
There are notes everywhere.
There we go.
It's a tough class.
It's plastic.
I
Is that
can't.
Dave Brubeck?
Yeah.
That was Brubeck.
Huh.
I wonder if there's a bomb shelter, in which case I think this is inspired by Donald Fagen's The Night Fly.
So maybe Sam ran away.
He took the VCR.
That seems legit. I mean, she's probably a teenager, right?
Right.
That seems like an important thing that you'd want to. No, I want to grab the dice. Yeah. Can I put it in my bag? Can I steal
I'm
this?
impressed
No.
that they know the difference between die and dice.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that.
Oh, that door's locked.
Okay. Wait, did I go in there? Yeah, that's where I just was,
Can you
right?
get to the pamphlet now? Did
Oh.
we fix that?
No. Oh,
Yes.
what is it?
Oh wait, whoops. No, that was my fault.
U.S. National Forestry Band.
Burn procedure precautions.
So, what are you thinking is going on so far? What? Where do you think your family is?
So I think Sam ran away
Okay. Why would she run away?
because she's stressed because she just moved, right? That's stressful on kids.
Okay.
Because the creepy guy was maybe going to come around the house.
Yeah.
Multiple layers of wire have been added into structure over the last many years. Frequently unpredictable.
I've had this, surveyor. My favorite inspector was a guy who came into my basement in another house and screamed. He went into the basement and screamed.
What was in your basement?
Because he was inspecting the house. And
No, what was in there
Yeah,
that he
what made him
screamed?
scream?
the electrical box for the whole house,
Oh.
which had been installed upside down, so the ground wire was dangling. That made him scream for some reason.
Is he like a copywriter?
Yeah, it looks.
He's a writer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it.
And a JFK conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
And maybe that's why he wanted to move into the house. Maybe he wants to write a book about this creepy guy who used to live here.
Well, that would be his uncle.
Is
A pharmacist.
I mean, I
Always
think we
creepy.
covered everything there that was open, right?
Sure.
And check, there's the map.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Did
so
we
we're
get to the
now.
music room?
Yeah, so.
No, I don't think so. I think we
didn't
missed
get to
that.
the basement.
The music room, there's a door open that you didn't get in, and in the dad's office, you can see there's a door to the north that you didn't go in.
I thought we went to Dad's office. That's where the typewriter was.
Yeah, but there was a door.
Door to the north goes out. Though.
Oh, that was probably that dark corner where I can actually see it. So
Yep.
we could go back there
Mhm.
as Nathan continues to backseat.
I am really trying.
Was this
I
the
think we should go in the
office?
basement.
Yep.
Okay.
What's on this chair?
A theory.
Oh,
When
hold
did
on.
JFK come
There
out?
we go.
The movie?
The
Yeah.
movie?
I did that in the 90s, early 90s.
Like-
What's the 90s?
I'm gonna guess 92.
91, 92.
Yeah, so
Dude, this is my kind of house. Look at all these bookshelves.
91.
Whoa, that's a lot of books. On the other hand, it's only one model of a book.
it's a couple. There's no titles though. I think that's always the unfortunate thing about putting a library in. Is it can never be. I mean, it's like a Gatsby library. No matter what you do, you know. Well, even worse than a Gatsby library, it doesn't. There's no titles to them. There is a game that I had. The Steam will claim everything. Tons of different books, all different titles on the different books you can click on.
What's it called, the game?
The sea will claim
The
everything.
Sea will claim everything. Huh.
Okay, no, that was. Is the music room down here?
Yeah.
Oops. I'm
On
getting.
the left.
Sorry, I'm getting the mouse stuck on my iPad.
Oh, you missed it.
Past it.
Oh, there we go.
So there's a.
Oh, closet. What?
Yeah, nothing could be interesting in there. It's like a spooky mystery story, but nothing ever happened in the closet.
And there's a terrible spoiler that I won't. Please give this to your mother.
When you live in one
Is that bloody?
your next door neighbor
I know, it looks like.
Red.
Right?
default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
So this is a music room, but the only thing here, music related, is a record player.
No, there's plenty of records. There was plenty of records in the.
No, I meant like I thought there's gonna be like instruments. I mean, they
Oh,
have a
that's
full
what you think of when a
library.
music
I
room.
thought, yeah.
Please give this to your mother. Who do you suppose wrote that note to Sam? Right? I mean, that's a bit of an odd thing, right? Here's an article of clothing. Please give it to your mother.
Yeah, and the article
Is it
looks
from
like
the
bloody.
father? Is it from Daniel, maybe? You know what I mean? Like,
Where did it?
a little weird. And then to have that be related to default friends, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yep.
Daniel, yeah.
Daniel.
Street fighting tape. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's the note to give to the mother, not the...
Mary.
Which means this is probably Sam's shirt.
Yeah, but it's hard to tell whether that's blood or just sort of low-res tie-dye.
Well, let me hold on.
Oh, look.
Like up the. I turned all the graphics down because it was.
Oh, boy, that's a huge
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's definitely, yeah.
That just.
Ah,
That's a jacket.
That
I
just
thought it
adds
was a
more
shirt.
questions.
Yeah, right.
It's a mysterious garment.
But now it looks a lost blood, because look at how fine that line is.
Yeah.
It's not blood.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah, that made a big difference. Wait, was there a door off the music room? No.
Just
Basement.
So, I don't know if Nathan's gonna let me go there. It's locked.
Well,
It's actually locked, I think.
yeah, it's locked in game.
so you can't go there ever?
No. You can go there. It's just they want you to go upstairs next.
So I have a question. Does playing a game like this in a group lessen the degree to which you identify with the first-person character you're supposed to identify?
That is a really good question, and I would say yes, and I think I have one anecdote about this game. when we were still doing lectures in here, I did a lecture tying this game together with
Mystery House.
and Myst as sort of a alternate evolution of adventure games.
Real quick, does anyone remember what the date was when we started?
July 1995.
7th, I want to say.
I thought, yeah, it was like 7 or 17.
June 7th.
June
1990.
7th.
Oh,
So this is way off. That says 994.
September of 94, yeah, the previous year.
Okay.
Oh, there's
So
a, oh, yeah.
So when I was preparing for that, I asked my wife to play this game, and she is not a big game player. And when she was playing it, she was so frustrated with it. In part, she didn't quite understand the controls. She didn't understand what she was doing, you know, and just got really annoyed with it. And what I found was that she had too much of an issue
It's weird.
trying to.
Ever since I was little, and other girls,
Sandra.
but being around Lonnie is like instantly just right. I gave her the grand Psycho House tour and took my revenge on Super Nintendo. And it was like, I don't know, I finally found someone that I feel normal around. I drove her home and she gave me this tape and said, "You have got to listen to this." I haven't stopped playing it since.
Can you play that tape?
You can if you find the cassette player.
Yeah, there's one right there on the dresser too.
Yeah, there was one down in the. There's a tape player in the front hall downstairs as well.
all right, I'll wait. Does someone say?
Cavalier quality to how
There we
Lee
go.
plays this game.
There we go. There's the cassette player.
and there's
Oh,
the cassette
there's a
tape.
tape. Yeah.
Grab cassette.
Whoops. No, put there. All right, that's annoying.
So I have to say I like you throwing these things around because
Yeah.
it seems like an older sister kind of thing to do.
Ah!
Yeah, I mean, it was a Caitlin, right? Caitlin piloted by Krista Lee. It was a much more world-weary, like, over this, not exactly ready to see drama anywhere.
Is that a pack of cigarettes, my little girl?
Yeah,
Oh!
cigarette pack, yeah.
Oh!
Oh, the locker was open.
Basement key.
Yeah, I think
Oh! Hey! Okay, let's get rid of get
Get
away.
Like the locker is one of those areas that's locked
Mhm.
for.
I think that's where I got stuck.
Everything was different. She was sitting at my desk chair, and she wouldn't look at me. Finally, I asked her what was going on. She said she felt like she'd done something wrong that night in the city. Like I was thinking. But I said no. There was nothing wrong. I just wanted to say that I couldn't find my words. I felt like I was going to cry, but I wasn't sad. She got up and sat next to me in bed. I looked at her. Lonnie, do you think you could ever...
She's got a crush on Lonnie.
She kissed me.
So do we think that's gonna play into some drama with the parents?
Or could have already.
Is that door open? VCR on the show has also been pulled off.
The what?
VCR, it was gone here in her room as well. There are a bunch of just cables sitting around the TV.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
And the TV was on when you came in the room, right?
Yes.
Both rooms,
I
yeah.
didn't touch it.
downstairs too.
Ooh, more notes. So we think this is from Wani?
Well, it looks like they communicated. It looks like they were passing the notebook
Yeah,
back
Sam's
and
writing
forth.
in black and Alani writing in purple. So.
Oh, I remember doing those.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. There we go. Look at the tub.
Yeah, I was in
I mean, there could
Greece
be blood
doing
in there.
field work when Pulp Fiction came out, and that's where I watched it for the first time. It was really bizarre. Nope.
Hair dye.
You totally called it even before you
Nice.
picked it up.
I saw the bottle right away, and the bottle's also red.
She said, I need
And
to
the red
fix
hair in the
this
photo.
and get
Yep.
help. Dyeing hair is weirdly neat. I don't know if I've touched someone else's scalp before. It's pretty intimate, right? It felt intimate. We looked into the mirror together after, and I expected her to say something about how it looked crappy or good or whatever. That's when she said, "You're so beautiful." And she was looking at me. Right in that moment, I wanted to say something, but I waited. And the moment was gone.
And stop throwing things on the floor. You know she's going to get blamed for it.
Of course. Oh, I have 2 siblings. I know how this works.
And by that point in my playthrough, I had left every light on so I would know where I had
Yeah.
been. So it's like, oops, shit.
I am wasting electricity.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Just, do we imagine whose room is this? Can you check the map?
This is the parents' room.
Yeah, they're into Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ooh,
Sorry, I'm
yeah,
just a little
that's
surprised.
wonderful
You know,
one.
that's,
Yeah.
for a guy who's like a JFK conspiracy theorist,
Yeah.
nerdy
And no
tech
VCR?
writer.
Yeah.
It's a little
But the
strange.
TV's not on in this room.
True. It was also an enclosed armoire. I don't know if that makes a difference.
But VCR gone. Wow.
Good VCR
VCR gone.
gone.
Strange little detail.
You won't find
Oh,
one in any
man.
room.
Let's go through Mom and Dad's things.
Looks like her stuff is here. Is his stuff gone? Is that part of what we're seeing here?
So out of all the things that you could write about this,
Maybe his stuff's in a closet.
what did you take
Master bath.
on?
I'll tell you later. Look at that tub.
Keep that away from me.
I mean, for sure, because I gotta be 20, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and Mom and Dad got the good closet.
Is it her clothes that are left behind her? No, it looks like it was
Looks like hers.
Yep, he's gone.
See a lot of guys
Are all
there.
those?
No, this looks like it could be guy clothes. It looks like a flannel or something. I mean, I also own
Hard to
flannel.
say.
Yeah, it's too dark. Need more light.
Uh,
Wait, is that a note? No, that's a book.
Now it's giving me the vibe like that the sister has always like been so over the rest of this family.
That's why
Every
she went
single-
across the
That's
ocean.
right. Every single member of the family just is like, oh no, not this crap.
But also, she's home at 2 a.m. and no one's home and everything's gone crazy. And she's just, you know
Like,
what? I'm
whatever.
done.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
Enough of this.
In real life,
this
this
is just
would have
like
stopped
all
with
of
the
you.
bourbon bottle, I think.
What was the? Wasn't there a
Yeah, what's
note?
on the floor of the doorway?
Yeah.
did I miss it? Oh. Katie,
Dad,
Mom,
we're going to
the
make
guest
up the
room.
guest room for you to stand in the summer that came house.
I won't be needing it anymore. She straight up left.
Her parents were like, you can't go out in the city, but we're also going to leave you home in this house all summer. So,
I don't think it was all
well,
summer.
for any time.
Well, yeah.
When she's threatening, she's like, I have a car, you can't stop me. What might JRTC?
Lonnie.
Oh. Interesting.
When did this game come out?
2013?
Oh.
13.
That might have been.
So yeah, it's set in a quite different time.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, regarding that, one of the interesting things on the director's commentary, they said that they were trying to figure out a time. They were trying to figure out a time that you couldn't do this now because all of this sort of like environmental storytelling and all the like notes and everything would be on a computer. You know, you wouldn't be leaving them around the house. As
Did we
much.
get on there?
Right.
Yeah, it's the Matrix thing, right? We go back to the moment before the computers took over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
creepy. Hold on, what's this way?
Appears to be an attic.
This is where Mom does her painting.
It's like it.
What's the form?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so she's the one who's the firefighter.
Yep, she is.
Huh. She could have been called away for that.
There's a light over there that you can turn into. That's random.
Cosplay?
It's like steampunk cosplay. of the
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad for a steampunk cosplay.
It's a leftover from
Oh, what's
Bioshock.
that?
Infinite.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wonder if I can get that without closing the door. Oh no.
Came through a tear.
It goes right to Narnia if you put that.
It's Captain Allegra in the first
from that
mate. So it
story.
is cosplay. Look at that
Could be
picture.
L for Lonnie at the bottom.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. They left it here. That's interesting.
What is this?
Is it Nate?
I guess not.
Oscars, that's the pharmacist
Uh-huh.
closet in Mom and Dad's room.
Okay, we gotta go back to Mom and Dad's room,
Passage.
right? I mean, secret passages. Come on.
Can we find it in Mom and Dad's room, or do we have to go down to the library?
Oh, good question. I'm not
Well,
sure.
it's on
But
your map now.
First, we gotta check out the red lights, right? Right.
I agree.
Sam's dark room. If red lights are on, yeah, but she can't be there. She's not here. What is that? Can I open the grate?
The dark room's in the hallway. That.
This
Well,
one
no,
you
yeah,
that's
can't
not a
get
door.
to.
The attic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Howard.
Up there is the end of the game.
Oh.
Oh. Well, let's skip that for now.
Was it locked before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
We
So,
really need to go to the secret room.
right. So I need to go in. We'll try in the.
I'm fascinated by the subplot with Danny.
There.
Are we gonna?
There's a lot
She
of
said through the
subplots in this.
closet,
Yeah,
I
yeah, a
think.
couple.
Yeah.
Creepy friend.
I'm moving the boxes.
Look at your map
Oh,
again.
open.
Open panel. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Hey.
Dun dun dun.
There are lights. No, of course not. It's Secret passage.
Ghost hunters. Library, upstairs hall, and foyer are all hidden compartments.
Oh.
Okay, so this should lead to the library, and then we can go through and try to find the foyer one.
Mhm.
Got it.
Oh, now they're marked on your map. That's nice.
Yep, there we go. Sweet.
Sinister. Jod Purse.
We've been in this room. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is that something on the floor or just something I threw?
Something you threw, but you didn't open what's. Oh, it doesn't matter.
What?
Go around.
This way?
No. On the edge there. There's a. Down there.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff you didn't open.
Because she's so over this family. I mean,
Yeah, really. Ow.
I know.
Back up.
I am.
Back up. Open it again. Try it again. There you go.
It's just more of these books.
Yeah, it is.
Take them all out and throw them.
Oh.
on the-
Dad's second book, it
wait,
said.
there's
Oh,
another
wait,
book
wait, wait.
Right?
Underneath.
you are.
Oh, you're right.
Stash.
See, and this is why you throw things.
Yep.
Get
that's
him
right.
out of the way.
Oh, his porn stash.
Oh, boy.
Never find it under the JFK.
Nobody's gonna read these.
Gosh, Dad.
Did we set the age limit on our
Play
stream
more of
here?
Dolphins.
Wait, I wonder.
Seminar
Ladies and
paper.
women rest.
Hold on. If I can
That was
throw
all that now.
You
this.
can't throw that. No, you can't just leave that stuff around the house.
Oh, I thought maybe there's something more underneath. Maybe there's a key. Oh, I gotta get up.
Or better
Oh.
porn.
Okay, that's the panel we came through.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we're going to the foyer.
To the foyer.
I will now give you permission to go in the basement.
Aw, thanks, Nathan. Wait, where are we? I get lost
Well,
so
there's the
easily.
secret
Oh,
panel there. Do you see it?
yeah.
Just off the foyer.
Okay, so
Right to your left, I think. I mean, to the right now.
down. Wait, this way?
So do you see where? Does it show you where you are?
No.
Yeah,
No,
well,
I mean
highlights
sort
it.
of, right? So we're in that
Yes,
hallway.
The purple one.
Yeah. So just before where the foyer room off this hallway.
I think is.
Maybe it's the other end. I don't remember.
I'm not sure, but let's just check it out
I
and
think
see
you're right. I
if
think
this
it's the other end
is.
because this is the music room to the left here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. See that little thing on the left? The little panel. The last panel on the left and the lower part is different outline to it. There.
To go up to it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private do not read.
The easiest way to get someone to read something.
All right.
It's fan fiction.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of fan fiction though, but she wrote that story upstairs, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just her more of her
Sort
story.
of.
You're
Later
no
version.
longer a man at all. In fact, but look back over the eyes, the face, the hair, and balance the body of a woman. Hmm.
Oh yeah, there's a. That's a code for something, but
That's the locker in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it's half of, so if you find the other half.
oh
Yep.
There's
Locker
this
combo.
safe too, but I don't remember where that.
yeah.
So is it? Wait, is that? So it's not a secret passage. That's just a secret compartment.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
We haven't yet found Sam's dismembered body. Oh well.
I mean, that's what I keep expecting when I turn on the lights, right? Like, so at some point we're gonna turn on the lights and everyone's gonna scream. That's not the door I actually thought it was.
Lost in his own museum.
Is the idea that they just moved into this house?
Yes.
Very, very recently.
Yeah, they
Well,
haven't
within
unpacked
like
yet.
a year, I think is
Yeah.
'Cause she's-
Well, they haven't unpacked
Long
a
enough
lot.
for the youngest daughter to go to school.
I'm
Yeah.
just seeing all
Oh,
the
yeah, you're
boxes,
right.
and
Forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm meant to associate them with the past move, not a future.
Yes.
Right.
She's studying Spanish.
Useless.
I
wonder if we can turn that over.
Deviant
behavior.
Oh.
Yeah, there were a lot of the manuals upstairs too about how to parent your kids.
Katie, you know how mom and dad are. Not exactly super open-minded about things.
Live like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It feels like every minute I don't spend with Lonnie, I spend worried about them finding out about us. And what would happen if they did? You know Dad's joke about the nunnery that he tells whenever he brought boys around the old house? I wonder where he'd want to send me.
Well, not to a nunnery.
Yeah. No.
The real mystery is why you would pay $25 to see Earth, Wind, and Fire.
$3.50.
Oh, is that what it?
That's what it said.
Earth, Wind, and Fire is awesome.
Yeah, but not for $25. You can see them at halftime on a.
I see.
And Willie Nelson was on the undercard of that bill
Oh, that's a ticket.
in the poster on the wall.
Oh, does anyone else actually want to take a turn playing?
Well, we're almost done.
You're doing so well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I should have said something earlier, but I got really into
Well, that's good.
doing the Accidental Warrior.
So for the people that haven't played it, we can sort of talk about
The accidental savior was Lee Harvey Oswald. The accidental warrior
Right.
maybe is him against homosexuality or something.
Oh.
No.
No, that my reading.
No.
Well, those are all conspiracy.
Yeah.
They're what do you call
For
them?
the sake of time, I'm going to kind of skip
Finally forget his game.
that.
I've been dreading it. But he brought this story with him that I wrote when we were little. I started reading it. And there I
Right,
was.
anniversary trip, so they're away.
He asked what was wrong. And I was thinking about how we used to be friends. How much I
Alright.
should take for granted. But instead, I told him about school, and Dad, and Lily. And then how sorry I was that I wasn't his friend anymore. He gave me a hug and said it was going to be okay. For some reason, I almost believed him.
There's no light.
I don't know where the light is. Oh, there it
There
is.
we go. Oh.
What's the explanation for why the voice comes up every time you look at these items?
Because Bioshock.
I think,
It's a journal.
yeah,
But why weren't we reading the whole journal in one sitting?
because
Because they don't
narrative
pace it.
tension. I think, I don't know if you find
It's
the
on the
journal
table
at some
there.
point, but
This, oh, this
It's
table?
like, why do people sing in operas, you know? Or musicals.
Well-
Dimension-
That specialist publishing house.
Ever since we discovered tattered copies of your accidental series at the church rummage sale in Long Branch, New Jersey, we've been trying to track down the author of this weird and dark American outsider art.
Ready?
Read the rest
Yeah.
of that?
Insurance agent by day, reckless history revising, sociopath by night. It's a twisted peacekeeper that it deserves.
Is that how Ted Kaczynski spelled his name?
Pretty close.
So we've got about 10 minutes left.
All right, tell me where the basement is so that we just get there because time.
Oh, well, you're actually at the last stage of the house in
It's
terms
the attic, I think we wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
attic?
thought it was the basement, but
Yeah.
I forgot.
No.
Okay.
I'm so bad with spatial anything.
All right, let me drive. I'll get you there.
All right, go ahead.
So we can, as I'm moving. Now I'm lost. Okay.
You took over driving because you knew where you were.
I thought I knew where I was. Okay, now I got it. And you know what? I'm curious. I gotta check the price on this Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It had two prices on the
$28.50.
Oh, $25. $350 adults.
That's what Ticketmaster charged you at the time.
That was
Yeah.
the service. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Service fee,
There you go. So let's see here. I'm gonna open this, I believe.
Why are we doing that?
I gotta get
Just
you.
played this game.
There's something.
Can you get through there from that side?
I forgot that there was something. Oh wait a minute. Never mind. I don't need to do that. So maybe I want to get back to the question about how different this is playing in a group setting, because I think it's massively ineffective, and I don't
Yeah.
think it's meant to be played in a group setting. And I think you're almost like competitive when you're playing in a group setting. You're like, well, I gotta find this and I gotta find that.
Well, and you're worried about whether you're wasting other people's time. You know,
Yeah.
you feel like you're no longer responsible just for your own attention. You know.
And because we're under a time limit, right? Like,
Oh.
I actually would have gone through slowly if I was at home.
But I can't be there to see you in person. That I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me. And you just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again someday. Love.
What a huge difference though when you skip over.
Yeah.
We've skipped over maybe half dozen different
Yeah.
entries.
So a lot of, let's say, nuance that was missed when, and you weren't even really rushing through it. So as you walk through it, Sam, you discover Sam and Lonnie have a relationship. It grew throughout the school year. Lonnie is 18. She's 1 year older, and she will be going off to the army. That's what she would like to do. And Sam is depressed because she won't have her partner, and so she runs away with her. Your parents are on they had been having trouble. They're currently on a honeymoon to try and work things out. That's why they're not home. And of course they were extremely upset that Sam is gay and yelled at her and said she couldn't see Lonnie. Another reason why she's running away. But all this is given out in small little details, and it is rather forced when you have to go through it in the linear way, because and you also are discovering your dad's sort of literary dreams being dashed, and the most underdeveloped character is the mother, who is just sort of off to the side.
Shout out to Baby Reading.
Who leaves their house like that when they're like going on vacation?
Well, they
Like the
didn't.
parents' rooms.
Oh, you
The
mean?
parents' room specifically, like had all the drawers pulled out and stuff.
Well, that's because Lonnie and Sam were looking for stuff because they were taking it. They would, I would assume, they were going to sell it to get some money. So they kind of ransacked the house beforehand, and I think it's hard to try and sit here and, as myself, and be like trying to give you some clues to where to go while we're steering through a 1-hour playthrough, while also not giving you too many clues. Because my experience with it and my thoughts as I was playing through it and discovering it are very different than what you can simulate in a group setting.
Right.
So as I was going through it, I'm thinking about the depiction of homosexuality, and it, to me, initially it seemed like Sam was just discovering that she was gay through this charismatic girl that she saw at school, but in fact that's somewhat subverted as things go through, and it's revealed that she, obviously knew this all along, but she didn't have a realization with it for anyone before Lana. And there's a lot of character work going into Sam as she grew up and thinking about things, and her alienation was mostly because of this new home that she was kind of thrust in. And then, of course, her father, his literary dreams being dashed because he's a terrible writer. And he's now writing for this hi-fi review magazine, but he's inserting way too much purple prose into it, and they are getting frustrated with it. So there's a lot of depth that you're discovering as you play through it, and I think that's the real value of this game. It's really more of a short story, and this is one of those games that gets into the what's a game debate, which I hate, but it's definitely something that comes up more and more often as these types of storytelling programs more of them are being developed, I guess.
Maybe more puzzle than game, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not, if you think about it, the way that it's told, it's not super unusual. It's those types of things have been done before in the experimental narrative. It is really very much a hypertext narrative, just in a 3D environment in a lot of ways. But that doesn't make it any less compelling. I don't think. I think it's it's definitely, to me, it's an important indie game because it completely strips any pretense of action and really just goes into, this is how we're going to tell, and it's a game that can tell a fairly straightforward, simple, relatable story in an interactive environment. And I think that's just, it's not something that had been done very often up to that point. Even in adventure games, there's so much artifice in adventure games in terms of these obtuse puzzles that you have to go through, and this really removes that.
all about the unlocking.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it in relation to Minerva's Den, if you think about it in relation to that kind of Bioshock idiom, which I don't know, I probably do too much, but this really feels like one of those locales in a Bioshock game, just, with the pressure taken off, with the detail ramped way up, and the character backstories filled in. And I think short story really fits it. Yeah, it's like Bioshock keeps wanting to turn into a short story anthology. Those games tend to, and this comes back out into a world of realism. And
it makes me think of this great comment that Claude Lévi-Strauss says, and he says it he's talking about games versus rituals, but I feel like this quote about ritual works for stories in relationship to games. Yeah. He says, ritual is a favored instance of a game. And I really like that. A particular playing out, a particular arrangement of meaningful relationships and contingencies that is set. And you read that book again, you read the short story again, and those words are still in the same order, And there's something selected and like a particular instance that I'm thinking about as you say this. You know, that when we say it's more like a puzzle than a game, I feel like we're treading over that same kind of distinction. Something that really could have generated any of a number of different meanings, and that there is some range to what this could generate, versus, you know, something that is like I think this is. Yeah, there really is a particular story. You may two people may take from it slightly different interpretations, but it's pretty tightly, you know, orbiting a particular account, right?
But there are several orbiting sub-arcs that, you know, like the relationship between the parents. There's the uncle whose secret life kind of gets hinted at throughout the story in these really weird ways. And I you know, having played through it, I'm still not clear what the connection is. It's very odd.
Wikipedia says
There's a
that
connection to Dad.
an implication, that the father was perhaps abused by him.
And there's also this 90s counterculture arc that's thread throughout, and it's in the basement and through the cassette tapes. There's all these little, but you know, even despite all that, that main arc was probably one of the first that I felt in a first-person game that actually put me closest to another person's perspective that I think I've ever played through, and I think it's part of that. Getting over that initial expectation of this game or puzzle and picking things up, putting things down, realizing, okay, after a couple dozen of those, realizing that there's no hidden key under every single thing, and putting all those expectations aside, and, you know, kind of this, like, falling into the story a little bit.
Well, who did you said you felt you related to somebody. Was it Katie or was it Sam?
Good question.
There's not much to Katie, is there?
No, but you know that as the older sibling, and this is what makes it interesting, because I'm the oldest of several, all guys. So there was this really, that's what, you know, when I say it was felt particularly difficult and surprising to get into that perspective. You know, just I don't have any other than my mother. I have no females in my house, and then to have this. But as the older sister, I sympathized as an older brother. Being that kind of away and out, and then coming back, and there's this like, oh my God, what's going on with this? You know, your close friend, your close family member. But the story of Sam was poignant, but I wasn't looking at it through her eyes. I don't think.
I would agree with that. Like, as an older sister, I would definitely say I identified with Katie more than I identified with Sam.
I mean, I did too, but how much are we putting of ourselves
all of
into,
it.
right? That's exactly
Yeah,
it.
but I think you do that in a lot of most narratives.
Of
You
course.
know,
I think this playthrough allows for that too, though, because they don't give anything for Katie, so they
Right.
allow you to step into
Right.
that role.
She's the cipher.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a moment in the credits where they have they credit Sam's voice and they credit Katie's voice, and I didn't, up until today, it's like, I don't recall Katie ever having a voice. When was that? And
Yeah,
it
she
bothered me.
makes these remarks that they're in this play. They're just one-liners.
Did we hear the I think we heard the
no, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
just at the beginning when she leaves a voice message.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's it.
But it's interesting that she thought that she spoke out loud because her thoughts are delivered in just text.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
script.
There's one moment where it's not, but maybe it's just the UGG. But
Scott, did you have something to say? You said your focus is on Ludo narratives.
Ludic narratives, yeah.
So, would you say, and is that more focused on how the gameplay brings out a narrative, or is it more focused on something like this? And the reason I want to make that distinction is because I think it's interesting. This is very literary in the way that it, and somewhat cinematic in the way that it delivers its narrative. But it's very different than how a traditional game is delivering a narrative, which may or may not be there. So if I'm playing Minecraft, for instance, and I'm building these buildings or whatever, and I'm, developing whatever it is to keep me safe. I'm also somewhat telling myself a story in terms of how I'm interacting in the environment, but that's emergent, and it's totally different than how this is delivering a story, which is much more of a traditional way that it's delivering a story.
Yeah, actually, it was funny because I think one of the things I don't like necessarily about this game, and I don't know if I don't like it or not, but what I think is interesting is because I think it's more interesting you unlocked all the doors that you can then view the narrative in any version. So then I think that allows you to make more of a kind of a personal narrative.
Yeah.
And also because you can go to the ending without actually having many of these subplots. Like I still don't understand what's going on in the VCRs, but
Yeah.
but it's funny because it's artificially created that ending. Because we go up to the attic and reread that last book, and then it's over, no matter
Yeah.
what you've done. Where I almost think it might have been more interesting if you had to decide when you were done.
Yeah.
When you had to decide, when you've had enough of this story, you've learned as much as you want. Walk in the foyer.
Well,
and get off.
there's a game called Her Story that does something somewhat more similar to that. I was very frustrated with that game because the information retrieval system